All right, where is the money coming from? You look at all of these tents on these campuses, and strangely enough, they're either green or they're kind of a copper color. There's two colors. Maybe there was a big sale somewhere and everybody got a discount. Or maybe somebody's footing the bill. Look at this pile of food and water and supplies at all of these places, whether it's Columbia or UCLA or NYU, it doesn't matter. University of Michigan's the same. University of Wisconsin, when they cleared it yesterday, is the same tents, the same stuff. Where's it coming from? Anna Mou is a member of the new federal state of China. She might have an idea for us. Anna, good to have you back on the program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the more turbulence, the more chaos, the more problems America has, the better off for China. The better off because we're not paying attention to what they're doing, and so we're trying to clean up our college campuses. Hey, America, look over here, and everybody looks. And then China does what it wants in Taiwan or Africa or South America. One of the pipelines of this money, I've got to believe, goes back to the CCP. Anna, am I right or am I wrong?
Certainly. Thank you very much, Steve, for what you have just said here as an introduction. You know, the CCP knows, they know that the young generations are very impactful, especially the ones that have been to university campuses, or, acing their field of learning. They are impactful and they can build the future. This is what the CCP knows. And if you look at all the money, like you said, all the food, all the water, everything happens for a reason. The CCP supports a lot of the things, and it can be shown over here what is happening in United States right now. Now, let's actually let's go back in time. Let's rewind. Let's refer back into the history. In 1968, Communist China's Chairman Mao has said a quote that it is very necessary for the educated youth to go to the countryside and undergo re-education. So at that time, this happened, and thus began the down to the countryside movement during the China's Cultural Revolution. So which many times destroy the future of these active and bright minds, and then turn them into dull minds that, during the hardships, all they can care about is staying alive and think about nothing of the future. Their basic need was to survive. They were going through the hardships. So, of course, there were still some quite few people that continue to study, but very minimal. They want to diminish the educated mind. And it's happening here.
Yeah, they want to diminish the educated mind. So let's do some educating here ourselves, Anna. I saw all these purple-haired, non-binary, atheist people all kneeling to Allah on the campus of UCLA overnight. Apparently, they've all been converted, these atheists, these non-binary people. And now they're Islamic. What does China do with the Nation of Islam and Islamic followers and Muslims in China? How do they get treated there?
Oh, certainly. This is a great reflection that we can do here. So if you look into China, there's a region called Xinjiang. And in this region, there's the Muslim Uyghur people. That's the ethnicity over there. However, the CCP want to demolish the whole religion, the faith, the beliefs. And then guess what they did? They have built up concentration camps. They have carried out mass massacre in this area, destroy the buildings, destroy their religious infrastructures. All of it is now wiped. It's now gone. And then if you're an outsider, let's say you're going to China, you want to film what happened inside Xinjiang, you'll be cancelled. You'll be, banned from there because they don't want you to see the truth. And they are killing people in there. So it's a World War II Nazi situation, but now we are looking at towards other religions and towards, like you said, these Muslim people, these Uyghur people inside China are facing through it as well. Yeah.
Right. So if I may then, China destabilizes America any way they can, whether it's financially, culturally, which is happening here, by funding this stuff and channeling money in however. They do it through social media. They do it directly now on campuses. And they get as many of these. Maybe their goal is to have as many Muslim converts as possible. But if China were to take over here in the Western world, Muslims get treated horribly. They get shot, they get used, they get turned into slaves. I mean, they get treated horribly. This is the problem, that these people aren't taught anything on these college campuses. They don't know about the Great Leap Forward and China killing 50 million of its own people in pursuit of, being the right Communist Party and so forth. It is absolutely stunning that the lack of knowledge of these kids that believe they are so smart and so enlightened, they know nothing about the world. It is frightening to me.
Absolutely frightening. If you look at these young generations making these false assumptions about the dictatorial regimes, it is upsetting because, what we can see now is really not much difference to the little pinks, which is the term used to call the brainwashed people by the CCP, So they greatly believe and fully believe into the CCP's ideas, the ideologies, the whole picture. But, in reality, if you look into these dictatorial regimes, if you look into communist China, if you look into Iran, if you look into, we can name a whole lot over here, but you can't even openly seek freedom, seek democracy. If you mention human rights, you'll be banned on the streets, or you can be taken away, you can be disappeared purposely. That's what we can see as a reality, and we don't want that. We don't want to see that happening to the United States or happening to any of the Western nations with democracy, with freedom, and yes, human rights with the full freedom to speak. Yeah. So
one more thing about the funding that I want to get to before we run out of time.
Of course.
And we've only got about 30 seconds. Do you think people like George Soros, Alex Soros now, who's taken over the Soros operation, do they work together with the CCP to destabilize places like the United States or the United Kingdom or France or wherever? Do they sometimes work together, do you think?
Well, we know a lot of the Western elites, considered as elites, do have deep connections with the Chinese Communist Party. And that is because they can get benefits, they can get profits for themselves. It's not for the betterment of the country, but for their own good and pockets. So that's why they'll be working with them. That's why they make the deals.
A symbiotic relationship is what you're saying here. They work together to weaken the United States. And I appreciate you being here as always.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.